Good evening, welcome back to another edition of Hunger for Horror. Wyatt will be with us shortly. He is busy right now. I have a lot of horror titles, some non-horror, so just bear with me. I will go through them as quickly as I can. These were pickups from Dollar Tree. And this has Sophie Tweed-Simmons in it, which is what made me kind of want to see it. Plus, it's a country musical, so Sophie Tweed-Simmons is in it. And of course, I love Gene Simmons, and I used to watch Simmons Family Jewels all the time. So I'd be interested to see what she comes up with in her performance in this. I think this will be an interesting watch. Here we go. Selfie Man. Again, I don't know if these are any good. I haven't watched these yet. Most of these I haven't watched yet. But rolling to check this one out. It's one of those things where the box art kind of sucks you in. There's Nicolas Cage, A Score to Settle. I always like Nicolas Cage, so I thought this one might be enjoyable. I mean, you know, it's $1. And here's Daniel Radcliffe, Horns. Heard this was really interesting.
I'm right here.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's going to be over here on the other side over here in a second. Next up, we got Nazi Overlord.
Hold on. After this movie, can I show the viewers something?
I don't care.
So, I have Mr. Beast on. Wait, I have Mr. Beast merch on.
I set this camera lower so you can actually sit down and your head won't be cut off. Because remember, you were like sitting on a ball, so you'd be in frame. See, you're in frame now. So see, the top of my head's cut off a little bit, unless I sit back, of course, which I hardly ever do. Okay.
They still know you're bald.
Okay.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, great, I'm bald. Nobody noticed that. Okay.
Now I just feel bad.
No, you're fine. I'm not mad at you. You were just being honest. It's true. Truth or Dare. There's many movies by this title that I'm familiar with. I've never seen or heard of this one, so.
Hey, I'm hiding behind the movies. See if you can find me.
I know some of the Dollar Tree stores had this on Blu-ray, but when I went there, they were pretty well picked over, but I was happy to find some things I liked, so I got a DVD of Trick, which I've heard pretty good things about it. I'm ready to check it out anytime, whenever I get to it. There were a couple Blu-rays in this bunch. I was watching another video, and I was told, somebody else did a video and included this, said this was really good. That this is a must-watch. So I'm going to check it out. It looks like a comedy. Cheap Thrills. Of course, David Koechner, I'm a big fan of. Ethan Embry. Sarah Paxton I like. I don't know who Pat Healy is, but no, it sounds good. So, and this is David Spade's supposed first dramatic role, based on true events, allegedly, and it came with a slipcover, so how about that?
Warning shot. Don't shoot shotgun.
Warning shot. So, I'm going to, this isn't, I don't know if this is horror or not, but it looks like at least a gritty thriller, if nothing else. Maybe action movie, so we'll see. Or dramatic thriller, probably. Dramatic
stuff. Yay.
Yay, drama. As if we don't have enough drama in our lives. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that stack yet. That one stays there, and that's all going to be one set of one thing.
I didn't do anything.
Matter of fact, let's do this one next.
All right.
Okay. These were all part of a...
Can I share the last two movies here?
Oh, the last two in that stack? Sure, go ahead.
All right. So this one is named Fright Night. For some reason, the F and the T, they're
they look like vampire teeth because it's a vampire movie.
Oh, really?
And a friend of mine gave this to me because I didn't have it, and he had an extra copy, so...
Oh, there's a triple.
So he just gave it to me. So I'm pretty... So thank you. That was awesome. That was an awesome thing to just have somebody give you. Okay.
Zach?
Yep, that's a triple feature.
Yeah, there's a triple feature here.
Tell them about it.
So it has Friday the 13th Killer Cut, whatever that is. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Dad talks about that a lot. And Freddy vs. Jason.
And the main reason I got this was because of Freddy vs. Jason. I did not ever have a copy of that one. And then this is the remake of Friday the 13th and the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, which most people can't stand and I actually think is really good. So, now it's one that grew on me, that particular one, Nightmare on Elm Street remake. When I came out of the theater, I wasn't crazy about it, but I gave it a second and a third watch, and it really started growing on me, and it really impressed me how well they developed Freddy Krueger's character. Even more so, they basically took Wes Craven's original idea of him being a child molester, or a murderous child molester, and they didn't want to go that angle with New Line Cinema at the time. It was ahead of its time. So when New Line Cinema went to do the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street,
they set up a lamp, which is right over here.
They did?
Yeah.
Anyway, they decided to go ahead and include that original story idea in the plot of the movie. And I think that makes him even that more sinister and scary. And again, I think Jackie Earle Haley does a fantastic job. He's not the same. Jackie Earle Haley is the actor's name that plays Freddy Krueger in that movie. And I know he's not Robert Englund. There's only one original Freddy Krueger. I get that, but he did a great job making him really scary. He gives a very scary performance in that, in my opinion. So let's leave that one for now, because we're going to go back. Now, this was all part of the Kino Lorber sale, where they had really good deals on stuff. So, really good deals.
$5 for August Moon. That's
yeah, as part of the Mario Bava collection. And I got several of those because I didn't have a lot of Mario Bava, and I love what I have seen of Mario Bava. So there's that one.
The title of that movie was kind of all over the place.
What? $5 for an August Moon? It's a giallo. They tend to have weird long titles like that. I haven't seen Hatchet for the Honeymoon, so there's that one. And for some reason, this one's part of the Redemption line, but not all these are, and I don't know why I would have thought they either all be part of the Kino Classics or all part of the Redemption, but apparently they split them up. Let me get the other ones out. Here's another one, Kill Baby Kill. It's another Mario Bava. And I haven't seen any of these, so I'm looking forward to them greatly.
This is called Just Visiting. The title, can you see that? Guys, can you see that?
Yeah, there we go. Just Visiting. Christina Applegate. Supposed to be kind of a sci-fi, or kind of a comedy, really. So, anyway, back to the Mario Bava stuff.
Is
Bay of Blood.
Mario Bava?
Nope. That's Bay of Blood, Mario Bava.
I was talking about this movie.
Go ahead and show them that one.
So, ignore the cover.
There's nothing wrong with the cover.
Okay, fine. I can't really reach.
It's okay.
I got the short arms, baby.
The All-Nighter. That's Susanna Hoffs of the Bengals. I always heard this was good. Always wanted to see it. And it was the cheapest I'd ever seen it. So, this I had on VHS. This is an upgrade replacement.
This is kind of just...
Can't bump that table very hard. Okay. Young Doctors in Love. It's a really, really funny movie. You've got lots of well-known actors in it. So if you love comedies, this is worth checking out. Hold on a second.
I grabbed the box.
Okay, let's put all these back up.
I didn't mean that.
I know. Let's pick them all up here. We'll get to these here in a little bit. Okay, a little bit. There we go. Now.
There's a box.
Now. Okay, next up.
There's a box.
I love Jerry Reed, the country guitar player.
Box.
Highballing.
Box.
We heard you.
Yes.
Okay, so Highballing, Jerry Reed, and Peter Fonda. Looking forward to that, because I love Jerry Reed as an actor and as a musician, of course. One of the best guitar players ever lived. John Saxon, Cannibal Apocalypse. I've seen this many years ago. It's also known under the title. It was released on Vestron Video as Invasion of the Flesh Hunters. So anyway, there is Cannibal Apocalypse. John Saxon from many things, including the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Toy Soldiers. Always liked this one. Been wanting to copy this forever. And finally got a really good price on it, so it was time to do it. Porky's 2 and Porky's Revenge, which this is a trilogy of...
I thought Porky was a cartoon.
Porky Pig is.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw this movie, which you won't for a few years,
okay,
but they are very funny. All these Porky's films are really funny. If you like, classic 80s humor, it's really good. Gene Simmons of Kiss plays the bad guy.
By the way, Kiss is his favorite band. That looks like Gordon Ramsay when he was slightly younger.
Gordon Ramsay, that's Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer.
Sort of looks like Gordon Ramsay.
Who has since passed away. This movie's kind of silly. I know some people think, it ain't all that great, but I actually always really enjoyed it. So it's part of its nostalgia for me. So there's that one. I've seen this. This is from the Get Smart series. This is a movie based off the Get Smart TV series. Maxwell Smart's the character played by Don Adams. This is called The Nude Bomb. And this is the only get smart of anything I've seen, and I've seen this movie, and it's really, really funny. And it's from the early 80s, I believe. It came out in 1980, so the very early 80s. But I remember this playing at the theater when I was a kid, and I saw it years later on DVD. Hard Country. I had to see this because it's got people I like in it. Tanya Tucker, Daryl Hannah, Kim Basinger, Jan Michael Vincent. So, grew up on country music. I love country. And yeah, Kiss is my favorite group, and I'm talking about country music, so y'all are probably confused. I'm very eclectic in my musical tastes, so. You doing alright there, bud? We'll get through it. DEFCON 4, a good apocalyptic kind of sci-fi thriller I haven't seen in years. Really like it. Never seen this. National Lampoon's Class Reunion. It's a kind of a horror spoof, I think. So that I'm looking forward to checking out for sure. Deep Rising, a fun movie. Ridiculous. Over-the-top action. Sci-fi monsters. I love underwater monster movies. Go ahead, bud. Throw him another one.
Billy Bathgate. I can't do anything right without dropping it.
That's a mobster movie starring Dustin Hoffman, Nicole Kidman. This movie did not do well at the theater way back when it was released, which was in
Let's see if I can do another one right.
Which was in 1991. But I actually really enjoyed this one. So if you like movies like Goodfellas and Casino and stuff like that, I can see you liking this. But I enjoy it.
LeBron James.
Go ahead. What do you got?
This is someone behind the door. Ignore the random gray hand with a gun.
Well, it's just
nothing sus there.
Well, that's Charles Bronson and Anthony Perkins, and I've never seen that, and I just absolutely love both those actors and their work. So I am looking forward to seeing that. Heard 4D Man was awesome, so there it is, 4D Man. So I do. Let's see, The Night Strangler. Darren McGavin. I don't have The Night Stalker yet. I don't think. I'm pretty sure I don't. I think it was on my list. I haven't got it yet. But anyway, one of the movies based off a TV series. And this was also part of the Kino Lorber sale, The Couch Trip, which has Walter Matthau, Donna Dixon, and Dan Aykroyd, all of whom I really like. So this is a comedy from 1988. So, of course, if any of you have seen any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Can I? Okay,
yeah, go ahead. Oh. We'll put them right over here for you.
This one is Misery. I don't know what this title is.
Well, it's based off
the picture. Never mind.
It's based off a Stephen King novel, and this movie is very well known, and it's excellent, excellent movie. So if you haven't seen it, definitely should. I would consider it to be at least a good solid 8.5 to 10. It's a good movie.
I don't even know what's going on in here.
Okay, this was from Hamilton Books, and it was way cheaper than it is anywhere else.
Listen,
and The Neon Demon.
How It Feels to Chew 5 Gum
is also from Hamilton Books. So
hey,
I've heard great things about this, so I decided to pick it up because it was really cheap.
I think my mom wants something.
No, she's just asking you to not talk over me constantly. I think that's what she's asking.
No, I was talking to myself.
Oh, she was talking to herself. That's something that she...
over here I don't normally see.
You looked at me.
So anyway, True Grit and Hondo together in one Blu-ray pack. How about that? The remake of True Grit and the original John Wayne Hondo, which I only have a couple of John Wayne movies, so I figured, yeah, we could get another one. And I really wanted the True Grit, and they had both Blu-rays. But I was really looking forward to this. I was like, because it was like the same price, or maybe only $1 more, and it's got 2 movies in it. So it's like, yeah, let's go for that one. What you got next?
I have Escape from New York.
Ooh, Escape from New York is an excellent movie. This is a John Carpenter film, one of my favorite John Carpenter films, and one of my favorite Kurt Russell films. This is another one of those kind of after the world is, see, what's it say, 1997. Well, we're past that, folks. This came out in, what year did this come out? Well, it came out in the 80s. I can't remember the exact year. But anyway, New York City is a walled maximum security prison. Breaking out is impossible. Breaking in is insane. So, this movie is an awful lot of fun, and Hamilton Book had this for cheap. It's a Shout Factory release, or so they tend to be pricey. But every now and then, Hamilton Book has good deals on their stuff, so that's a good place to get them.
You said not to bump the table. You just bumped it 3 times, right?
Well,
actually, Dad, I have stop looking at it.
Okay.
I have a little quiz for you. What do you think the movie is? The initials are M and M.
Mickey Mouse.
No, it's not.
No?
Why would this be in a horror movie?
Well, why would the
That is a cartoon show for like 4-year-olds.
Why would the couch trip be in a horror movie video? Why? Because I like lots of other stuff and I just want to show them everything.
Well,
most people watch horror like other stuff too. But anyway, let's keep going.
Alright, it is Mad Max. Oh, wait. Yeah, well, yeah, that's just the reflection of the camera. It's reversed.
Again.
It's like a mirror.
Again, this is from Shout Factory. Great deal at Hamilton Books on it. And, of course, the ones after that were The Road Warrior and Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome. That's the only one I don't have.
I can't read it.
John dies at the end. This is from Don Coscarelli. Or Coscarelli. I don't know if I ever say his name right. The guy that did Phantasm, the Phantasm movies. He does great movies. I love all the Phantasm movies. It's one of my favorite franchises. Heard nothing but good stuff on this. Uber cheap at Hamilton Book. Okay.
There is a curse word on the cover. Just a warning.
There is?
Yeah. Okay, right here.
Oh, okay.
Alright, here we go.
Alright. So anyway, there's Uncle Sam. This is kind of a silly, cheesy, kind of comedic, but actually pretty horrific. A little heavier on the horror than the comedy, if I remember, but I don't usually like horror and comedy mixed together, but this one really worked for me. A lot of people say it's a bad movie and they hate it, and I actually like it.
The next movie, I think that's one of your favorite actors?
It is. Who is that actor? You know who that is?
No, I don't remember.
He's in my favorite movie. What's my favorite movie of all time?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's right. So, we have Steve Martin, Father of the Bride, Parts 1 and 2. So I've been looking forward to upgrading this from the VHS tapes I had. My wife is staring at me. What? What do you want?
You're doing a non-horror one over there now?
You need to come to the meetings. Seriously, we've been talking about that. Okay.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Next up. Then why are you paying attention to me? Okay. So here we have.
By the way, mom voice reveal right here.
Yeah, you've never seen her on camera, but she's a real person, I assure you.
Yeah. She's not some type of robot.
Yeah, she's not like a paid actress to impress you all. That like somebody was actually desperate enough to marry me in this face, So, Sweet Evil. This is a Bridget Wilson movie. I love Bridget Wilson from Mortal Kombat, and Adam Sandler's Billy Madison. This is a kind of one of those creepy kind of thriller movies. This is out of print now, and I had to go. I think I got this off eBay, but it was fairly cheap, and it's anyway. It's a movie I always liked, and I used to have the VHS somewhere. I haven't found it, so maybe I already gave it away or sold it or something. But anyway, there it is. So I've got it on DVD now.
This cover looks like it would be from a Marvel movie right here.
It does. It's Terminator 2, folks. It's the 4K version. It's also got the regular Blu-ray, which is why I have it. I do not have 4K yet, but that's okay. I may someday. You never know. But this is a classic, and I've never owned a copy of it. And the price was right. It was time to grab it. So that came from Amazon. Next.
This is kind of like a SpongeBob episode, except is this a horror movie?
It is. And I watched this last night upon recommendation after recommendation of other people on YouTube, going on and talking about this. And it's also in the 50 best horror movies you've never seen presentation. I think they included this one. And this movie is called Splinter. It's basically about a parasitic creature that kind of cuts loose on this couple traveling, and they're kind of kidnapped by this other couple, and basically they get trapped in a gas station, and this creature is basically trying to kill them. I don't want to give too much away because it's really, really good, and I would say that you would definitely want to see this if you're a horror fan at all and love sci-fi-ish creature-type movies. It's very cool. This is a really big surprise. I really enjoyed this.
All right, Dad, I'm going to let you do the movie this time.
This one? Okay.
Because I've been kind of hogging them.
Oh, okay. Sister Act collection. Sister Act 1 and 2. Always liked these movies. I've seen them both several times. Never had copies of them. Now I have copies of them. So I will get to watch them again.
The Invisible Man.
Yeah. And
the Invisible Man.
And this is a very... This is one of the best horror movies from one of the from recent past, anyway, the last couple of years. I can't remember if this came out. I think this came out in 2019. But anyway, this movie is really, really good. And this one is also very strongly recommended. Next up, we have Spaceballs. Time to get some more John Candy stuff on disc that I only had on VHS. So here it is, Spaceballs. One of the best Mel Brooks comedies, I think.
Twice Told Tales. I don't even know.
Legendary actor Vincent Price. This is a series of 3 short stories. He also did another movie for another studio that was based off Edgar Allan Poe stories, and I can't remember. Tales of Terror, I think is what that one's called. And these 3 stories are based off Nathaniel Hawthorne novels or stories. So anyway, Vincent Price, you know, you can't go wrong. Now you look at the back of it, it shows the pictures in black and white. I don't know if this was originally in black and white and they colorized it or what, but it's from 1963 and the entire movie is in color. And I watched this and I really enjoyed it.
This is the wildlife, I think. The
Yep.
D is really weird. So
Yep, this is an
tell.
unofficial sequel of sorts to the original Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So instead of Sean Penn, you've got his brother, his younger brother, Chris Penn, and then they have Leah Thompson, Jenny Wright, Elin Mitchell-Smith, Eric Stoltz, Rick Moranis, Hart Bachner, I don't know who that is, and Randy Quaid. So this definitely has a lot of star power, if I remember correctly. This movie's a lot of fun. I heard they might have changed some of the music in the movie from the original release because of copyright issues. They couldn't get the rights to use the music again. So I think it's why it took so long for this to come out. When they finally got out, I think, if I read correctly, they had to omit a couple of songs and change them to something else. But I think, you know, that for purists, they're not going to like that aspect of it. But to me, it doesn't hurt the entertainment value of the movie. If it's a good movie, I don't really care. Ooh, that's a beautiful one. That's a very nice set.
This is the Omen collection.
Deluxe edition. And this is probably limited because it's Shout Factory.
This is 5 movies.
So I missed out on the Amityville Horror box set from Shout Factory, so I didn't want that to happen with this, because this was a very reasonably priced box set for what you get. At Shout Factory, it does have the original Omen, which is one of my, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most underrated movies, horror movies of all time. Damien Omen 2, The Final Conflict, and then there's Omen 4, The Awakening, which I believe is a TV movie. I've never seen it. And then there's another one called The Omen, and that's the remake, which I've heard mixed reviews on that. But I always like to judge for myself, because if I listened to everybody else, I would have never even bothered watching the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, which I'm actually quite a big fan of. Out of the Nightmare series, it's probably my 3rd favorite out of all of them. The first one's being the first movie, being number 1, and number 2 is probably Dream Warriors number 3, which most people love those 2 anyway. Those are usually everybody's top 2 from what I've seen. My bottom one, of course, would be Part 6, Freddy's Dead. That movie is absolute garbage. I do not like that movie. Alright, you want to show off the next one or 2, or you want me to keep going?
Yeah, you keep going.
Okay, you jump in whenever you're ready. You just let me know.
Alright.
You can keep making faces or whatever entertains you. Basket Case 2, finally. I got to watch this, really enjoyed it. It's a great sequel. If you like the campy silliness of the first movie and the gore, you'll like this one. So, definitely worth checking out. Have not watched Basket Case 3 yet, but I just decided to go ahead and get the sequels because I have not seen them, and I'm a big fan of the original movie. I figured 20 years late, it's about time, or at least 20 years, maybe more. When did this one come out? This one came out in 91. So yeah, I'm more like 30 years late. So there you go. I love Frank Henenlotter's stuff. I love not only Basket Case, but Brain Damage is one of my favorites. That's probably my favorite. Frankenhooker is also one I love a lot. Here was a limited edition steelbook, and I don't get a lot of steelbooks, but I always wanted a copy of Pumpkinhead, and so there is a Pumpkinhead steelbook, which is just beautiful. I know some people aren't fans of these, this type of packaging. And I don't really understand why. I don't have a big problem with it. I think it's kind of cool, and it just adds a little something, a little variety to your shelf when you're looking at your movies. So I like it. You want to show that one?
Yes, it's Roxanne, but there is an editing mistake.
What's the editing mistake? What's it say?
The nose.
Oh no, that's on purpose.
What?
He's got a this is based on Cesarno de Borjak. I can't remember what it's based off of.
Yeah,
see, you can't say it either. Anyway, an old French story. There you go. How about that? Roxanne, Steve Martin, Daryl Hannah. A lot of fun. Great comedy. Very heartwarming. It's PG, so, you know, pretty good family film. Nothing too crazy in it, if I remember correctly. And it's got Steve Martin, so what else do you need to know? It's awesome. The Cleaning Lady. I actually enjoyed this more than most people. Some people found this really boring. They didn't like the ending or whatever. And I thought this movie did exactly what it should have done. I liked the way it did it. It kept the tension. It developed the characters. It didn't try to rush itself. It didn't go too fast. It built suspense the way that, you know, more movies used to, and I like that about this. So, $1. Dollar Tree pickup again. Loved it. So, you should definitely check out The Cleaning Lady and, you know, come to your own conclusions. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Okay, we're done. We're about done here. We're not done yet.
Okay.
Porky's. Remember I had Porky's 2 and Porky's Revenge? Here's the original Porky's. So,
when was it released?
the original Porky's? I think it was 82 or 83.
Oh.
Let me see.
78.
It wasn't, not in 78. It was not released in 78.
Was that something about your coding, Mom?
No.
No, she's just messing with.
Okay.
I can't read that print. It's too small. Y'all look it up on IMDb if you want to know what year it was released.
I was gonna share.
Go ahead, show it off.
Death
81.
rids the horse.
Rids. You know how to read that word. R-I-D-E-S? What's that word?
Rides.
Rides.
Rides a horse.
Death Rides a Horse. The only version I've ever had of this was on DVD, and it was a public domain print. And so I'm hoping that this is a great restoration of a movie that I think is not talked about as much as it should be. It's a Lee Van Cleef spaghetti western. And it came out in '67, so I think this was after he did all this stuff with Clint Eastwood for a few dollars more in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I think this is a very respectable, fun western. I really enjoy it. And I think Lee Van Cleef is an underrated actor, too. Here's an underrated movie.
Where?
This is right here. Peter Jackson's The Lovely Bones. They had to tone it down from the book. I think they were going for less of an adult audience like the book did and more of a teenage audience. Because I think that they wanted the that crowd thought that crowd would connect with the character, that group of people. So it's really aimed more at teenagers, but it's still it's a lot of fun. It still has enough creepiness in it for you to understand what's going on. It's a compelling story. It's sad. It's sweet. Definitely something to watch. I would recommend it strongly. The Wedding Singer. I love Adam Sandler, except for Uncut Gems. I do not like that movie at all. But this one. This is a classic. This is one of my favorites, and this one goes back a few years, so I think this is early 90s or mid-90s. Anyway, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it might have been 98, 97. I can't remember. But anyway, Adam Sandler's The Wedding Singer. It's an old movie. Most of you have probably already seen it.
The Soldier Story.
Soldier Story. I've always loved this movie.
Hey, guess what? The next one has Steve
Wedding
Martin.
Singer was 1998.
Wedding Singer was 1998? Okay, thank you. This is a soldier story. Howard E. Rollins Jr. from In the Heat of the Night, the TV series. I thought he was great on that show, and he's great in this movie. Denzel Washington, this is one of his early movies, and Robert Townsend. Now, this movie is PG. I will warn you, I don't think kids would be interested in this. I think they'd be bored with it, and they'd have trouble following it. But for the adults, this is a very, very good kind of a mystery, kind of crime drama kind of movie. It is PG, but it's got 4 F-bombs in it. So if you think it's PG and watch it with the kids, if you have a problem with that, I would suggest you not let the kids watch this. It doesn't have a lot of language in it, but there are 4 F-bombs, and this is the only PG movie I know of that has that word in it more than once. And this has it 4 times. I counted them. It was noticeable. But regardless of that, great movie, great story.
Next up, this is the Spanish something.
Spanish Prisoner. This is out of print. The Blu-ray I had on my wish list forever, didn't pick it up. And then the DVD is also out of print. So I bought this used copy that looks like it's been abused. It's not in good shape. Surprisingly, it played, so I did not take it back, so I'm going to hold on to it. But I did watch it, and this actually is a really good movie. I never heard much about this, but Steve Martin, you know, stepping outside his bounds as a comedic actor. Every now and then he does that. When he does, it usually has great results, and this is an example of that. This and Novocaine are both very kind of off-kilter movies for Steve Martin. in a dramatic fashion. I know most of his comedies are off kilter anyway. So, and here's a gritty swamp thriller, Gator Bait. And there is a Gator Bait 2, which I have not seen, or I haven't seen it, and it is on my wish list.
Oh.
And this one I've been waiting to get for a while, and it was not very expensive. And it looks like these are distributed by Ferd, not Fred, Ferd and Beverly Sebastian. And they bought the rights, I think, to several of their movies, and they're releasing them on their own now. And in the special features, they got a special message that might appeal to you, may not, depending on who you are. But it really appealed to me and spoke to me, and I liked what this said in the special feature. You'll know when you see it. It says a special message from Ferd and Beverly Sebastian, I think is what it says. So watch it, and it's either going to warm your heart and you're going to really think that's cool, or you're going to say, no, I don't want to hear that. So anyway, that is my update for now, and hopefully you stayed with me. Thank you for being patient, and I appreciate your time hanging out with us while we go through this. Did you have anything you wanted to say before we close out the video?
I don't really know.
Okay. Well, there you go. I don't really know. That's an answer. All right. So anyway, I'll get it. Don't worry about it.
No, I will do it.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll have another video again in the near future. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Hopefully you've enjoyed my ramblings and checking out my collection. So take care. Have a good night.
Bye.